I basically had a plan for a video, which was why people are leaving the UK or something along those titles, right? And just thanks to everybody that was in the comments giving me ideas of what to talk about. So that's kind of just like a heads up of what the next video is. But while coming up with a script and ideas, things in my life has just been spiraling. As some of you know, I lost my job less than 6 months after buying my house. And between my partner and I, we have been already feeling pretty tight financially since moving out of a parent's house. So losing my job has put us into having basically little disposable income after bills for like, treating ourselves or like saving up for like improvements in the house, to basically having a chip into the very limited savings that we have just to pay bills. And if I don't find a job soon, we're basically at risk of losing everything that we've worked for. And this is just like after less than a year of ownership. I have been searching for jobs daily, attending interviews, applied for my JSA, but job market's been incredibly harsh, and now it's like just past the 2 months and we still haven't landed a new job. So if you're just wondering like, how did it get worse? Well, my car broke down. Actually, correction, it was my previous car that broke down. And just to go over the story, we took it to a garage that claimed that they could fix it, right? And they ended up charging me about £346.50 for a service and spark plugs. And I asked before they started the car, would this 100% fix it? Because the check engine light was coming and the low oil light was coming on. And the guy said, yes, like the car will be in and out in 2 hours, latest by the next working day, if you could order some parts. Lied. Like the car was held there for over a week. He kept changing the story of why it wasn't working, why the car no longer starts, even though we drove it there and it was perfectly fine before we got there. Like we just got it there because there was like the check engine and the oil light was coming on.
See, it's misfiring. The oil light is misfiring.
So is it starting up now?
Yeah, the car starts, but you need a sensor because it's misfiring, bro. The car will start.
Why is it doing this? Like what like what's
This is me
right
giving,
now?
so basically this one, when I'm starting the car, I'm giving a pressure to the for the air to flow.
Because I don't normally do that when I start the car. I normally just put my foot on the brake.
Yeah, but when the car is not starting, you got to do it. This is to give it, it's giving a pressure to the.
Am I gonna have to do this every single time now?
No, this is just me testing it. Once you do the sensor, you don't need to do it. This is just a bypass to start it. So you're getting upset, you're getting frustrated because maybe you don't know about this, but this is normal. Yeah? When the car is misfiring, you gotta press this pedal to give it a push.
So every single time that we kept calling him up, because this was over days, right? He kept adding on to the bill. So originally he was like, oh no, it's fine, just a service. We'll put the oil in, we'll change the oil filter, it'll be all good, right? So it was originally meant to be $250. And only until later did I find out that even that was steep. But he said it was $250. And after adding on fucking spark plugs, like literally spark plugs, it went to £362.50. And I was like, you marked up what was already high for what? Spark plugs and an oil filter? Or like an oil clean or something like that. I got really like annoyed, right? So one day, it was like the 5th day or the last day, right? Basically, I went there because they had been lying on text and the day before saying that they're working on it and they're waiting for parts and they're working on it every single day, right? So I didn't say nothing and I went down there and I just see that the whole place was fucking empty, right? The guy that I was talking to was not even working. Like he was just sitting in his office not doing. My car was basically left unlocked, not doing. And the person that was apparently a mechanic was just like a kid that was just cleaning the cars. It was basically like a car wash and garage, right? He was basically like cleaning cars and on the side fixing this car. And I just walk in there. I just start like taking videos and like pictures of everything. I'm like, yo, nobody's working. Nobody's doing here. So I just went in there. I was like, yo, like what's happening with the car? Like, why am I not getting updates? And why is this price like suddenly going up, right? So yeah, I basically just called them out on all their bullshit to their face because I was getting really tired of it, because I knew for a fact that I wasn't getting my car back, not without like them adding on more and more to it.
So what was wrong with this one?
Sorry?
What was wrong with this?
It's not cranking.
Why is that though? There's no damage.
Sorry?
There's no damage on it.
No,
What?
it won't be damage on it. It'll be blown up. You won't see any damage on it.
Is there a way to check if it's blown out?
Of course, because the car's not cranking. So that's the reason.
No,
why
but
it's not
do you have a tool that you can check?
No, you can't check that, my brother.
Because this is
Unless
not.
you- unless
There is
you-
no damage with this.
Yeah,
Why?
unless you put a new one in there and check it. If it works, then that means this crank is this one. But you have to check step by step, because if the car is not running.
So you're telling me that this car isn't running because of this?
Sorry?
Because of this car isn't running.
My brother, first before it was spark plugs, we change the spark plugs. When the car is not running, we check three things. We either check your spark plugs, if the spark plugs are getting no spark, okay? I've tested it, your spark plugs are getting the spark. Then the second stage, I've checked your fuel. There's enough fuel coming to the engine, because it's all flowing through to the engine anyway. You can record me by all means, because you should ask my permission before you record me anyway. The fourth thing is your camshaft sensor or your crank sensor. So that's what we're checking now. The third stage, we're checking at your camshaft sensor.
I don't see anybody working on anything.
My brother, I told you we're waiting for a part. You can't come and stand on our head in the workshop. Obviously, it's not going to be working if you're waiting for the part to come. There's no
You didn't
reason
tell me that you were ordering it. You didn't even say that you needed it. Like, you're just saying it now that it could possibly be
My
it.
brother, we need to check this.
So
okay?
when is... You just said, right? You said midday today, it would be done. But now you're saying you're ordering it. So when is this coming in?
Right. First thing, it's a bit rude you're recording me, because I know you're recording me. It's not a nice thing to do.
Yeah, because I've been waiting for 5 days.
Okay, so...
Right, and I said to you,
Right,
already, you're
right.
messing with my money now.
I'm not messing with
You
your
are
money,
messing
brother.
with my money because
No,
I'm
no.
here today, right now, instead of working, trying to figure out when my car's going to be ready.
Okay.
One, and
Okay.
two, we haven't had any groceries for this entire week.
Okay, come in the office and I will speak to you, please, because I don't want to be standing in the workshop. There's fumes around. Come in the office, please.
Nobody's working. There's no fumes. There's
Okay,
literally
okay.
nobody working here.
My
Literally
brother,
nobody working.
Please, I'm gonna tell him to pack this car up for you, put everything back together, and I will park it outside. You can take it any garage you want. I will stop working on it.
Do it.
Alright?
Yeah, seriously,
Because
just do
I've
it.
heard enough.
Just do it.
If your car has come in and your car's got a fault with it, and we're getting pressure, it's not a good thing, my brother. Okay? It's not a good
Who's
thing.
going to put it back together so that we can go?
Sorry?
Who's going to put it back together so I can just go?
That's fine. I will get the mechanic to put the same part, this one inside, okay? You can pay for the service and spark plugs. We'll put the new ones inside and you can take the car.
Fucking ridiculous. When is it going to be
Okay.
done?
Tell him to put the sensor and everything back in that car. After he's done with it, okay? Take it off the jack and push it outside, please, yeah?
What ended up happening was we got into an argument about the price because I was saying like, dude, the car don't even drive no more, and I brought it in drivable. You've taken out the fucking engine and shit. Like I don't know what the fuck you were doing. And he was like, but that was to clean the oil spill, and like that's your fault because we were trying to help you. And I was like, you're not helping me. You're charging me for all this other shit that you're saying that you're doing, right? I don't see you doing anything. I see you sitting in the office. I see that dude cleaning a car. I don't see anybody working on this car, and you're telling me that I need to pay for it. And he's like, dude, I don't want to keep it here because if I have to keep it here, I'm not working on anything else. And like, you're taking up space in here. It's like you're getting free rent. I'm not getting free call, man. You're charging me more than anything else than I've heard. Like, I've checked with other people now, and I know that you're charging me more than them. And he was like, no, I'm giving you a good price. Like, this car is hard to fix and all this kind of stuff. Basically, bottom line is he went in like fried the engine. Don't know what he did, but he couldn't put it back together after he took out some of the pieces of the engine. And so like the engine was completely dead. And so I had proof of the car basically being able to drive, but after he was like done with it, car wouldn't even start. So like every time you try and put the ignition in, it just wouldn't do shit. And so I called the police, he called the police because I was disagreeing to pay it. He was disagreeing to give me my car, and he like boxed me in. I basically like started like trying to take my car out.
How you damaged my equipment, picked up stuff without
Cool.
permission.
Cool.
It's all on CCTV.
Okay.
Leave the car there, bro. Turn it off. Leave the car there. Put the handbrake on. Handbrake, put that. He's using our equipment without the permission. He's already damaged one of our jacks. And when I tried to get the jack off him,
But like, long story short, there was a bit of a physical alteration, but nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt. But he started lying to the cops. He started saying that I broke one of their employees' arms in the physical alteration, and him, the guy that I'm talking to, he said that he got a bruise. And I was like, how the fuck you get a bruise, and how the fuck did one of them get like an arm broken? Police didn't buy the story because obviously we're all there. Like, the guy that's apparently got a broken arm, right? We're all there. We can see you. And he was basically like trying to see the guy's arm and trying to say like, look, let me look at it. And like, if it's broken, let me see it. And there's like two cops that's looking, and he's like, one's talking to me, one's talking to them, and the one that's talking to them is like, let me see your arm if it's broken. And he had a hoodie on and he wouldn't take off his hoodie. He's like, oh, I can't take it off because my arm is broke. And so like, the guy was like, well, if it's broken, you need to go to the hospital, isn't it? So the guy was like, oh yeah, we'll go to the hospital. You not. I had to go in the next day because obviously you can't just like apparently break somebody's arm and like get away with it, especially when police are there. So I went in there and they showed the evidence of apparently a broken arm. You not, right? They took a picture of the kid basically in a sling that they bought from the drugstore, and a picture of like a painkiller. And when I say a picture, I mean like they literally went on Google, found a picture of a painkiller and said that this is what the doctor told him to take. Nothing else. Like, no evidence of the video of me breaking his arm, you know, even before his arm breaking, nothing. Like, they just basically took a picture of him sitting in a hospital. And when I say sitting in a hospital, right, I mean like you go to the A&E and you just sat down, took a picture of the guy in a sling, and then he went on Google and took a picture of some drugs. So like, I was in and out within an hour. It was just like dismissed nearly instantly. It doesn't stop the fact that the police did nothing. I ended up having to pay whatever they told me to pay, and they were like, oh, if you don't like it, like take him to court for like poor service basically. And I was like, the fuck I have time for that? Like, the average wait time is like 6 weeks. So if I don't have a car, I can't sell it to even get another car. And we were talking to this current dealership that we bought the new car from, right? And we were like, we're gonna lose out on so much because like my partner won't be able to get to work. I won't be able to even apply for jobs that need a car. So I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't even regret not taking him to court because like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, even if I take him to court, that car's gonna sit there for like 6 weeks. I'm gonna have to prove it. It's gonna be very difficult to prove when it's already got like issues on the dashboard. Most likely all that will happen is I would save like £100 by wasting 6 weeks of like my partner not being able to go to work. So it wasn't worth it. Like, mathematically, it just wasn't worth it. So yeah, we basically had to pay it. They held the car hostage, and the final price that I ended up having to pay was like £346.50. But that's not including a tow, because originally we were going to like see if we could fix the thing, right? So we towed it to another garage, and that was like 115 or 120, sorry. And then getting a diagnostics, because nowhere does anything for free, right? You have to pay, and the diagnostics was another fucking £50. And then when the guy did the diagnostics, he was like, all right, give me a couple days and I'll let you know what our options are. Gave him a couple days, and the guy comes back and he's like, yeah, there's no engines for your size because your car's only a 2-cylinder car. If you want to, like, we can try and source it, but it's most likely never going to get filled. The only other option is to basically try and recreate the engine. I was like, recreate the engine? What do you mean? He was like, basically recreating an engine is like trying to use parts that are not official from like the actual dealership or like the actual like brand of the car, right? And trying their best to repurpose the engines of like older cars into this kind of like engine. It's kind of like a Frankenstein engine. It's not a real, like, our car was just a Fiat Panda. Like, it's nothing much, but like, it's not a real Fiat Panda 2-cylinder engine. It's just like a Frankenstein amalgamation of like loads of other like dead cars engines. And he told me the price. He was like, first of all, it's not going to be cheap. It's going to be like £1,500 to try and attempt to fix it, and there's no guarantee. So he's like, when you pay that, you need to first of all pay a deposit of at least half of it. And once you've done that, there is no guarantee that it will even drive. It's just so that we will start the work, you need to put the deposit. And at the end of it, you need to pay the rest of it, or else we won't let you take the car home. And if, for example, you finish it, right, and it doesn't drive, that's not our problem. And I was like, that's not a good guarantee though, is it? Like, I'm basically, again, held at hostage for what was before $346.50. Now I'm held at hostage for $1,500. And I was like, that's not a good idea either. It was like kind of a lost cause at that point. I was annoyed because it's just basically like garages in our area basically talking to each other. And I was just like, I don't know if you guys are basically working together to try and make me sell the car for cheap, because the guy basically offered me, he originally was like £800 to buy this car. And he was like, well, it doesn't work, and I'm taking a risk to try and like fix your car, and then I have to see if I can do anything. Like, it's just a risk for me. It's a hobby kind of thing. I was like, it's not a fucking hobby, man. Like, you're getting a cheap ass deal. Don't lie to me. And so he ended up going up to $1,200, and I was like, yeah, I'll come back to you about that. So my car sat in his garage for a couple of days. We went to the dealership that we ended up buying the next car, and we said to him, like, what's the best you can do? And the best that he could do was $2,000. So I was like, yeah, let's just do that then, because it was getting to a point where it's like, we don't have a car. We hadn't had one for over 2 weeks now. We're waiting. We're wasting money. The guy's threatening to push the car to the road. He wants the car, or else it's like we just move forward and nobody gets anything, right? So the dealership helped us out with like one of his friends that's a tow truck dude. So he takes the car. We sold it to him for $2,000. We got a pre-owned Seat Toledo, and on paper it looks good, right? It had less than 50k miles on it, and it cost less than £6,000. We thought we were getting a decent deal, or like we thought that the price was correct, because if you look at the car, like it had loads of like scratches, a couple bumps, the window wipers were fucked, the jets on the sprays were completely fucked. So like, you know, if you try and like spray jet the screen, it doesn't even come out. That was fucked. The audio, every time that you raise it up to a certain volume, and I'm not talking about like really, really high. I'm saying like even if you go to like halfway of the volume, it starts sparking, like making like a little popping noise, because the audio was fucked. We didn't even realize, but on the last time that I sent it back to try and get fixed, there was also issues with the AC. So apparently the AC was causing issues with the EPC as well, but that wasn't addressed. So anyway, we thought we were getting a good deal, because this dealer was the same guy that sold my partner's parents their car. So he was recommended from my partner's parents because they bought a car from him. And so we thought like, you know, the price was very like affordable for what we had. It had less than 50k miles. It was under 6k, and we just needed the car. So we thought like, because of the bumps and bruises and the fact that we were trading in a car and he was recommended by her family, we thought like that's why the price was lower. Like that's why he lowered the price for us. It turned out that after we purchased it, we done all the stuff, and you know, we're talking to the guy, we're asking 101 questions, making sure that we know everything about it, and you know, just trying to ask everything, because we said to him like very, very clearly at the beginning, it was like, we can't afford to have any kind of issues, because we just need it for literally getting A to B. We don't care about anything else. Like we're just literally buying cars so that we can get from A to B. We didn't want to spend over 5k, but it's something that we were like, if this car doesn't give us any problems, we'll spend over 5k. And he was like, no, it's fine. Like there's no problems with it. It runs smoothly. The car's perfect. No issues when it was serviced, you know, etc., etc. So he just basically kept saying it, and we thought that he was a trustworthy guy, so we thought we were getting a good deal. But it was only 3 days, right? So we had purchased the car, we had driven it home, we did a couple miles in our area so that we can get some shopping and stuff, because it had been over 2 weeks and we didn't even go like food shopping. We had to just go to the local shops to get like overpriced. We hadn't done much, literally just like driving back to our area and shopping. Probably that was about it. Maybe 1 day of work for my girl. That was it. Literally 3 days into owning this car, and we had issues. It was the EPC light, so the car started moving like all weird. It couldn't go over 30 miles per hour, and we thought it was dead, and we were like, did we just buy a fucking dead car? You know, because I'm a new driver. I only got my license a couple months after we bought the house. Like my girl wasn't even in charge of buying her previous car. Her parents was. We don't know much about cars. We don't know how much things should be. So like, what's the average price of like services and all this kind of stuff? We only just got used to the price of gas money. Like that's how new we were, right? So we were asking like every single person that we talk to, so like mechanics, dealers, everything, right? We're asking them like 101 questions, because we literally don't know. You would think like, oh, but what about her parents? But her parents are kind of the same thing. So they've taken our previous car, right, the older car, to garages where they said that they fixed it, and my father-in-law basically thought he could trust these people as well. I've seen them go to these people where they believe that they can trust and say that they fixed the issue, and then as soon as we got the car back, the issue would be back nearly instantly, like maybe a day right after. It's like they just reset the fucking light or the error code, and then they just gave it back. But they charged them, you know, like they don't do for free, so like they're still charging them. It's just like hoping that the garage or the dealers or like the mechanics that fix our car or work on our car like just don't fuck us over, because that's the same with him. Like it was the same thing for us, it's the same for him, because we're not car people. Like none of us like fix cars or do anything with the car. Like we just basically take it to get serviced, take it for the MOT when it fails the MOT, or when it needs this or whatever. Like we just get whatever it needs. Like that's all we do. None of us are really like giving. Like Like, we're just not flashy people. We don't care. But this has been on my mind. It's been pissing me off. It doesn't help that all of this other stuff is happening around it. I genuinely didn't want to like go down this route and have to even return it, because I did like the car. I didn't really want to do that, but I don't even know, man. Like, I'm sick and tired of dealing with mechanics, garages, dealers. Like, I hate dealing with cars now, like, especially when other people get involved. If the car is fine and there's no issue with it, I'm good. Like, I just enjoy like doing my own shit. But as soon as other people get involved with it, right, it just like fucks up everything. Like, I hate it. I hate dealing with other people in this kind of shit, because there's no fucking like price list. It's not like a grocery store, like they have all your prices in front of you. Like, everything is just like how much they can get out of you, how much can they see that they can scam out of you, and they will do it. And even if they can't like can fix your problem, they will still can charge you for it. This guy that we basically had a problem with, right, he sold us this car, and I was like, after the issues were coming, like the EPC light came on, the car started moving weird and we couldn't go anywhere. I had to still drive it back to his garage, like his dealership, so that he could try and fix it. So like, he called out a mechanic to try and fix it, right, and he did it all for free, right? Yeah, good, yeah, whatever. But you still sold us like a car that doesn't fucking work, right? You try to cover it up, you try to mask it, and then he tries telling me like, oh, but I did it for free. What business do you know does it for free? Like, I've done everything legally. Like, you can try and sue me and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, yo, dude, like, I don't want to sue you. I didn't want to. I tried my best. I tried my best to make it work. Like, I treated the car with respect. Any time of issue that I had, I came back to you. I didn't fuck around with it. I didn't do anything with it. Like, I taxed the vehicle. I've done everything. Like, anytime that there was an issue, I made you aware of it. So like, you've not just like suddenly received like a broken car. No, like, you're getting the same car that you just been trying to cover up this entire time when you sold it to us right back. And he's saying that I need to pay for all the times that he's like called out a mechanic for the car because he didn't cause the issue. He's saying that I need to pay for the mileage. I understand the miles, because you don't just like go to a dealership and be like, oh, can I like lease this car for free, right? So I get that. So if you want to charge me for the miles, that's a different story. But like, even then, I'm like, why the fuck would you sell this car if you know that it's a fucked up car? So anyway, that's it for me today. Like, there's no updates yet. He hasn't told us what we're getting back from the refund. If anybody knows anything about this stuff and like how to protect yourself from like buying cars or dealing with these kind of people, right, please drop it in the comments, because like it will actually help. But anyway, thanks. Bye.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right.
I was talking to my partner yesterday about the car. Are we able to get a refund for it?
To do a refund, there's two process. Is there any particular reason?
We've had it for like literally a month, and it's already had to be like checked out twice already, and it's just too difficult to manage.
Right, okay. So there's two things normally that happen on a car when it comes to refund process.
Okay.
If there's any issue with a car that you buy, that's, how do I put it, more or less within the law, the dealer or whoever you bought it from have to honor the warranty that they have given you on the car.
Yeah.
Having said that, if there's no issue on the car, or if there's issue and the dealer refuse, i.e. the warranty they've given you, if he or she has refused to sort out the issue, then you can return the car to the dealer that you don't want it anymore.
But we've had
However,
the same issue though. It's been too much, because we bought it and then 3 days later we had to take it in. We sent it in, and then now we're having the same problem again. So it wasn't fixed after that.
when you say it wasn't fixed after that, like when you first returned it.
Because when we came, remember we bought it, right? And then about 3 days later, we took the car back to you. And the car was left with you for about, like 3 or 5 days. And then it was apparently fixed. So then we took it. And now, within less than a month of that date, it's an issue again for the same reason.
Okay. Let me put it this way. If a customer chooses to refund a car,
Yeah.
Okay, whatever the reason is, the dealer can choose to refund the money, but the customer will not get the full money back. Now, when the light came on, 9 out of dealers will say to you, find out or diagnose and let me know what the issue is. If you come back and it's EPC light or engine management light, and it's to do with, I don't know, sensor or something, a dealer can say to you, the warranty I've given you is a standard, which is just engine and gearbox. So anything apart from that is going to be the customer to fix it, or the customer was meant to have extended warranty, because the dealer would not be prepared to be using their own money to fix something that they haven't guaranteed. Remember, it's a used car, it's not a brand new car.
So what am I getting back now?
I have to work out.
This is really unfair though, because it's literally been like a month. Like, you know that the car was a problem on the 3rd day, and we didn't even drive it far. Like, that's only been a few days, and then we had the problem. We tried to give it a go. We tried to make it work. But then after the 2nd time, it's not worth it because there's too many issues in the 1st month. Imagine this in the next year. I tried to make it work. We gave it back. We left it for a week. We let you fix it. We let you do everything. We try to make it work. We've taxed the vehicle. We've insured it. We've done everything. We've tried to treat it with respect, but it's not working. And I tried my best to make it work.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. For the occasions whereby you return the car that I had a mechanic to look at, or to rectify what the issue is, how many times have I asked you to pay me any money? So if you're looking about being fair or unfair, it's a whole topic that we have to talk about. How much money have I asked from you?
Nothing.
Okay. So how many businesses would sell a car to a customer, take some money off their profit off, and use the money from the business trying to fix the car for the customer? Is that how business works? Business are there to make profit. So
look. Wait. But I'm just saying, right? Because you don't buy a car to only drive it for a month for it to then have issues, right? Nobody buys a £5,000 car for it to only drive a 3 days before you have to return it to a dealership. That's not fair.
Right. The only thing I can say, you can buy a brand new car today. You can have issue with the car tomorrow. It is a car.
But that's not what.
Even the main dealer that will give you a brand new car, you're still going to have an issue with the car.
But not in 3 days. In 3 days. That's so short of time. Like, that's literally like you just brought it home, you drove it for 2 extra days, and then there was already a problem.
Okay, let's look at it this way. If you want to return it, I need to work out and let you know how much money is going to be taken out. But to say to me, you want to drive, you drive the car 2 days or even 1 day, you want to bring the car back, you want to get all your money back. Unfortunately, it wouldn't work like that. I'm just being 100% honest with you. You can check, if you come to my office, you can check on trading standards. I work within the law.
But what would I get back? What would I get back? Because because what's going to happen is, right, whatever money you give back is all we have for the next car, right? That's all we have. We've already wasted so much money, right? Like we lost the Panda, we lost this car, we've taxed this car, we've paid for insurance on this car. Like, we're losing so much. And when I give this back, and if you take away like £1,000, £2,000, £3,000, that's all we have.
I do understand. So the money that I was paying this mechanic, the part that I was buying, where did you think I was getting the money from?
I don't know, but I'm saying, like, it's very difficult for me now.
Sorry, nobody is going to go under a tree and take money from there. So
right.
When you tell me you don't know,
but if you
money to be given away, no.
But if you didn't do that, right, on the 3rd day, if you didn't do that, we would have just returned it, isn't it? If you didn't try to fix it, we would have said full refund, because that is within our rights, isn't it? If you sell somebody a car
and you didn't even try to fix it, then we would get a refund, isn't it? But we tried, me, my partner, yeah, we tried to give it a go to see if when you fix it, if it would work. So we gave it back, and then you fixed it for free, right? We appreciate it. But then after about, it's only been like 2 weeks since then. It's happened again.
Let me tell you, do you have your invoice? If you even look at the bottom of your invoice, for any customer to bring a car back because the issue that needs to be fixed. For example, if it's under the warranty that I've given you, the customer have to pay me £250. It is on invoice for every customer. The customer has to pay £250 towards the fixing of the car as an SSV.
Can you just do me a favor, please? Like, don't take £250. We tax the vehicle. It's taxed for the next whole year. It's taxed already.
Sorry. I didn't tell you I'm taking 250. Please be patient and listen to the information I'm giving you. What I'm saying to you now, if you buy a car under the warranty and the dealer has to fix it, every dealer, there's an SS fee to pay. The same thing applies to me. The invoice I've given you, there's an SS fee to pay. If you ask her that to show you its invoice, it's going to be the same thing. When you bring it, did I ask you to pay any money? No. So to be on the other side and say to me, I'm not being fair, to be on the other side and say to you, to me, you are aware I did fix the car, you are aware I had a mechanic, you are aware I went to buy a part, but I don't know where the money came from. That's not being fair.
But you sold me the car like that. You sold me the car with these problems. You sold these problems to me. And now you're telling me that it's not fair, that I've not appreciated it. I did appreciate it, and I tried it. We tried to make it work. But you sold me the car in this state 3 days out of the lot, and it started failing. We got it back. We brought it back. And 2 weeks later, it's doing the same thing again.
Let me ask you a very simple question. This is not the first car that you've had.
Yeah.
The Panda that you had,
yeah.
How many days notice did you get that the car is going to have an issue?
I don't know. Because originally that was her father's car.
Sorry, you didn't get any notice.
I don't know.
The issue came up, hear me out. The issue came out, you took the car to garage, and they did find out what the issue of the car is. So to say to me, I know there's issue with the car, and I'm going to sell you as it is. When you bring in the car there, for me to drive 2 hours away and get a part, it's not convenient for me, and it's not fun for me either. So to look at them to say to me, oh, you know the car is like that, you sold to me like that, what do I gain from it? I haven't got anything to do but just to run around.
But what can we do? We didn't do anything. We're the ones that's buying this. We didn't know what was the problem. We asked you before we bought it, right? We were originally looking at the white car, and you said, take the blue one. The blue one is fine. There's no issue. It will be fine. It will be okay. Don't need to do anything. Only service it. So we trusted what you said, and we took it 3 days later. 3 days later. Like, what can we do? We were looking at a different car originally that was cheaper. And then you told me that the blue one was fine.
My friend, look at it this way. You go in completely different angle. You're making it sound like I forced you into a car that you didn't like. I'm saying
that we didn't know that there was any issue with the car, right? And you said when we bought it that there was no issue with the car.
Okay. Did I know there was issue on the car? I said to you all the cars.
You said that there wasn't. You said that there was no issue with the car.
That's what the check that I've done. The other car, it was the same with this one. That car is gone. I haven't had any issue with the car. What I'm saying to you, every car that you sell, you check the car at the time of the checking and everything, there's no issue. There's no guarantee the car will never have issue. No, it's a used car.
But not in 3 days.
It's a used car.
But not in 3 days. 3 days is ridiculous, isn't it? 3 days for the EPC light to come on is ridiculous.
Okay. We can go around a circle. I don't think we understand each other on this conversation.
No, I get what you're saying. You're saying that a used car will always have problems. I get that. But
let me say this. You would not understand. When you come, there's other customers I can get you 4 of them. One of them were a car that I've driven to Manchester twice. He called me in this and there's water coming out. He brought the car, it was radiator. We have to change the radiator for the customer. So to tell me when you buy a car, you need to drive it for 3 months before any issue comes. No, you cannot guarantee it. Even the main dealer that makes the car cannot guarantee it.
I'm not saying about guarantees though. I'm saying that it didn't even last 3 days.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you, how do I know the Q3 I've got on my forecourt? If a customer pick up the car today, how do I know 2 hours time something may not happen on the car? How do I know?
What's that got to do with what I did? We just driving the car home. We just drove it home. We did it our shopping. We come home after that, and then it was there was something wrong with it. I didn't do anything that is like we didn't drive so far. It was only 3 days. It was very, very short amount of time. But look, like you're saying, we're going in circles, right? What can you do for me? Because we want to get a refund. What is the best that you can do for us? Because this is literally all we have. We don't have anything else.
I get it, but what I'm saying to you, and it's very, very clear that, I'm not going to be able to give a full refund.
Okay, but
the business doesn't work like that.
But what is the refund you can give? And please do not do some ridiculous deduction, because we don't have anything.
Okay, put it this way. When you say ridiculous deduction and the rest of it, let me put it this way to you.
Because think about it, you're still getting a car back, right? You're still getting a car back. You still can sell it.
Let me put it this way to you. The part and the mechanic things that I've done, who is meant to cover the cost?
Look, you're still getting the car back. You're still getting the car back.
Please, let's not go around a circle.
I'm asking, right? Because we are strapped for cash. Okay, we do not have much money. I'm asking because we don't have much. I'm saying this.
But have I got much?
I'm saying this because you at least get the car back, and when you fix the car, you can sell it again, and that's your positive, isn't it? You're still going to get something from us, and then you're going to get.
No, I've asked you a simple question. The mechanic and the parts that I've bought, forget about me going to get the parts.
What are you going to refund us then?
I said I need to work out. I need to go back, send me a picture of the exact valuation, exact mileage on the car. I'll do it, and I'll let you know. Because there's no point of going around the circle all the way. No, there's no point. Okay.
So
I've not had a single customer in 4 years who said, "Do you know what? I don't own the car," and I said, "You know, I will never refund you." No. But like I said, I work within the law. If you check on trading standard on a used car, you will not get a full refund. In my office, I put a poster there, information there, notice the process of a refund. Even if you go to main dealer, buy the car today, drive it for an hour, there's issue, or they return the car, you will not get your full money back. It's as simple as that. So let's stick to the law and work like that.
I just need to know how much we're getting back though, because it's not even been a month. It's been so little time, and it's not been anything that we did. We didn't do anything to it.
You are focusing on so much on the side of the money you think you're going to lose. Okay? That's why I asked you a simple question. You still haven't answered.
What's that?
The parts and the mechanic, those costs, who have to absorb it? You're going to bring the car for your money. So those costs, who have to pay? Do I have to pay or you have to pay?
But that's for a car that you're originally going to own. You're going to own the car again.
It's not the answer. Please, don't talk like a politician.
If you think about it in the sense, but if you think about it in this sense, right? It's for a car that you own, that you sold to us. It came with problems. You fixed the problems. You absorbed the costs, right? But now you're going to get the car right back. So anything that you fixed is for your own car in the end, because we want a refund. It's for your car.
That's not how it works.
So that's what I'm saying. That's the truth, though, isn't it? Because it's basically exchanging two hands and then going back to the first person. And then what's the point? Like all of this cost that you're absorbing, you're gonna charge it to me, and then you're gonna get a car that's gonna be fixed.
Okay. Let me give you two different options here. Okay. I do things in a very, very simple way that, I don't need this headache back and forth. Let me give you two options. Okay. Send me the mileage.
Okay.
I'll work out. I'll tell you how much you're going to lose on the car. If you are not happy with that, okay, let's not do back and forth. Find somebody legal on the motor trading side, and they will tell you to take legal against the company.
Why would I do that? I don't want that. I don't want that.
My friend, look, I don't want this back and forth. I don't.
I don't want to. I don't want to have to take people to court and lose even more money. That's ridiculous.
Hear me out. So if you think everything I'm telling you is completely nonsense,
I'm not saying that it's nonsense.
I'm going to tell the car and get my money back and the rest of it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that.
I'm not saying what you're saying is nonsense. I'm saying that either way you look at it, at least you will get the car and you have your connections with mechanics. You know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix a car. I'm asking for a car.
My friend, you are there thinking of how much money I'm getting, but you are not thinking of how much money I'm losing.
But do you not think about how much money we're losing? Because we came to you for a car and we asked if it works, and then we needed a car. That's all we asked for, right? We just needed a car that works. We bought it, and now we're paying so much because we have nothing. We're losing everything.
I think you've decided to completely ignore everything. I've given you a number of examples, but none of them make sense to you. If you take your own car for Fiat Panda, if you sold it a day before the issue came up, did you know there was going to be issue? The simple answer is no. So you're making it look like check the car. Later know there's a problem. Decide to sell the car for me. So I drove the car 3 days. There's issue. No. You were sitting in a car when the issue came. Did you get notice that tomorrow morning you're going to get issue with the car? The answer is no. If somebody checked that car a day before the issue, there was no issue with the car. That's one thing I want you to understand. That's one thing I want you to understand. It's an experience that you have gone through, but you chose to ignore what you know. Please. So send me, I will check it. If you are not happy, that's what I said to you. That'll be the next option. There's option that I can choose not to refund the car, but to fix it. I'm not going to go that route. If you don't want it, I work out, let you know how much money you're going to lose. If you are not happy, you go down the legal route. Because I don't think I've done anything illegal. I've done anything that has been unfair to a customer. I don't think I've done so.
Let me go take a picture then, and then I'll send it to you.
No problem.
All right, I'll send it in like the next 5 minutes.
No problem.
All right.